I'm Shanda Fullbright, host of the Her Faith Inspires podcast, here for Cross-Examine. It was Richard Dawkins who said indoctrinating kids with religion is child abuse. Those are some heavy accusations coming from a man who said we should teach kids religion while pouring scorn all over it. I don't want to point out the obvious, but I'm going to anyway. Isn't that indoctrination? Indoctrination is teaching kids what to believe without question. In fact, it's teaching anyone what to believe without question. And doctrine is not isolated to religion only. Per a simple Oxford dictionary, it's a set of beliefs and ideas held by a church, political party, and many other groups, even atheists. So according to this definition, even Dawkins holds to certain doctrines. What Dawkins and others fail to acknowledge is that no one is neutral. When he says people should teach kids about religion while pouring scorn all over it, he is saying we should indoctrinate them against religion. Is that child abuse? To teach them there is no God, which means there is no moral objective standard, which means there is no meaning or purpose to life? Everyone has an opinion about religion. We all believe God exists or that he doesn't. We're either with Jesus or we're against him. Why do we have opinions on these issues? Because we all believe doctrines that are woven into the very fabric of our worldview. And each time we teach those doctrines to others, we will be accused by the opposing view of indoctrinating them. So how do you make sure you're not being indoctrinated? And how do you make sure you're not indoctrinating others? We advocate for education, not indoctrination. Here are 3 things to consider. When you are indoctrinated, you, 1, believe something for reasons other than the evidence. In fact, when someone arrives at a belief, they have arrived at that belief for one of 4 reasons. Social reasons, the culture or people that they know influenced them to believe it. Psychological reasons, they were influenced by what felt good to them. Religious reasons, because maybe their pastor said so. Or philosophical reasons, because of the evidence or what is true. To see more about this, check out chapter 2 of I Don't Have Enough Faith to Be an Atheist. When you indoctrinate someone, you are telling them what to think, not teaching them how to think. That means they will believe based upon one of the first 3 categories I mentioned, rather than for the reasons that align to what's true. I always ask my students why they believe what they do. If they can provide good reasons and evidence, they are being educated, not indoctrinated. 2, when you are being indoctrinated, you don't analyze the doctrines of the opposing view. When Dawkins said to teach kids about religion, that some believe this or some believe that, but pour scorn all over it, he's portraying the information in a biased manner. In our new curriculum, Train Your Brain, an Introduction to Logic, we suggest you still man the opposing view by setting it up in the strongest possible way so that it reflects the opposing view fairly and honestly. For example, if we are presenting Christianity and atheism to students, why not portray atheism as honestly as possible with the evidence atheists use to disprove God? When we do this honestly, we don't lead by saying you should pour scorn all over the opposing side. Teachers who indoctrinate you don't want you to honestly analyze opposing views. To properly educate students, we ask the questions every worldview must answer and analyze them all. It gets the students to think for themselves rather than buy into the doctrines of the teacher. And 3, when you're being indoctrinated, you don't question your beliefs. You believe what you do because everyone else does. The majority is not the authority. This is a fallacy in logic called the appeal to the people. Social media is a breeding ground for echo chambers, and if you never get out of the echo chamber, you're never challenged to evaluate what you believe. And evaluation helps you understand why you have arrived at that belief. Social media makes it easy to associate likes and shares to what is true without questioning it, and indoctrination is accepting beliefs without question. We suggest educating students by presenting questions that make them think through what they believe. If students can answer the why question and not just the what question about their beliefs, they will be more confident at arriving at those beliefs. If you want to make sure your middle schoolers know how to think rather than be indoctrinated and told what to think, sign them up for our brand new course, Train Your Brain, an Introduction to Logic. Class begins in October, and if you're a high school student or adult who needs to learn the basics of logic, you can purchase the self-paced course at onlinechristiancourses.com or purchase the hard copy of the curriculum at impactapologetics.com.